Sweet. All right. Oh, okay. I got the message there.
Okay, cool.
So
So, all right, and then Zoom. Okay, interesting. We'll see how that works.
all right.
Streaming. Okay, we are live on some of this stuff.
Sweet.
Go. What am I listening to? Where is that coming from? Ah. Ah. Okay. It opened my Twitch. Okay. So definitely going live on Twitch, and we're on the What's Up with That Bro YouTube channel. So hello everyone watching. Um, welcome to the
You
first
guys can't
day
hear
of
me waving.
Catsmas.
Wait. So let's jump right into this whole thing. So
Yeah.
15 days of Catness. Where did this idea come from?
Guys, yeah, so it's the 12 days of Catsmas. It started off um last year when I ended up doing the 12 days of Rentmas because I was having people vote on what movies I was supposed to watch, and Rent came up, and then other versions of Rent kept coming up, so it turned into just like the 12 days of Rentmas, where I watched Rent every day for 12 days,
Oh
and then
shit.
yeah,
And so now you're doing 12 days I said 15. I added on an extra 3 days.
yeah.
You're doing 12 days of Catness. So now you're doing Catness. Like, first of all, I hope everything is okay. I watched portions of this, and then I thought to myself, I hope David isn't dying of cancer or something along those lines. Because at first I was like, what is all this? But I don't know. How did you? What is your experience with cats? Is what I'm gonna ask you
Oh yeah, this was Dan the Goody Man's idea to do Cats. So this was his
first.
idea last year. So I had never seen Cats before, and it's always like kind of creeped me out because of the costumes and the makeup and stuff. Although I'm a big fan of the practical stuff that we watched today, versus the computer graphics that were crazy in the newer ones, at least from what I've seen in the commercials. But yeah, oh yeah, because I was gonna watch Cats like when the movie came out. That was 2 years ago already. Like it was still in theaters on my birthday, and I almost went to see it for my birthday, but instead we went and saw 21 Bridges with Black Panther. Like that was his last big movie, and it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
We should have saw
Oh
Cats.
my god. Oh my god. Okay, so I think I remember this. This is this is tripping me out because I remember when Cats like hit the theaters, and I'm peripherally aware of what it was until now. Um, I know it's like this huge stage play. Is it known for just the musical numbers? I mean, I know it's gonna sound like me asking a bunch of questions about Cats, but I'm I'm curious and I'm also terrified. I feel like okay, here's my experience with cats. I've never seen anything cats related until yesterday, and that was just the musical numbers, and it was just the YouTube stuff. So I have no awareness of plot, if what the plot is of this whole thing, and I have some general information, but this thing confused me, and it also terrified me because, and also it was very like there's so much leotard. You can't help but be aroused by these stage performers and cats. I don't know, man. This is this is this is so very interesting and kind of strange.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy.
all right, wait. So what? Walk me through what we're doing for this live stream. Are we considering just a portion of the stage 98 musical?
Yeah, I mean just that and Cats in general, like we've been talking. Um, yeah, any of that really
Okay.
sounds.
Okay. So what was your favorite part of this whole of let's go with the stage play, the 98 stuff?
Yeah, so watched it today on YouTube. Um, and I've been listening to the soundtrack all day too, like at work and stuff, just trying to get into the headspace here. Sorry, I have to pause for a second. My cannot get into Facebook streaming. Really, we're just streaming on Twitch right now, which I don't think anyone's watching. Let's see, stream.
I see.
And
Yeah, this whole thing was a bug out. I watched some of it last night, and then I watched more of it today, and I was like I was like on my work break, and I was in my work vehicle, and I had just the the video blasting in my work vehicle. So if somebody
nice.
like I think somebody came was walking up like approaching me to ask a question about something about my work stuff, but all they could hear was Jellicle cats, and that's they didn't come and knock on the window, and I don't know if it's because they heard Jellicle cats. Like this, there's something that didn't add up in the person's mind. I don't know what happened, but it was odd because I could see somebody walking up towards me. I'm on my breaks. I'm like eating a sandwich or whatever, and watching Jellicle cats, and that whole thing kind of tripped me out. So Jellicle cats are not a thing, right?
Right.
According to the show.
Yeah, it's not really
Okay.
it's a made up word because yeah, the this whole thing it's based on a book of poems from T.S. Eliot. So like he
Okay.
like just made up words like jellicle cats and whatever they call the dogs. I have to look it back up. Yeah, those are just like
The,
made up words. Do
the
you think?
brazenness of this guy
Yeah.
to just be like, we got cats, but we're gonna make them very specific. It wasn't like he was creating elves or something, or some like it wasn't like the Lord of the Rings
Yeah. It's just a
background with
funny word for describing cats. I think
okay.
I read somewhere that it comes from like him just saying, oh, that's what it was. It was saying jellicle cats is a weird way of saying dear little cats because the pollicle dogs, when they get to the dog part, pollicle dogs was a weird way of saying poor little dogs. So,
All right, T.S. Eliot. Like, all right, okay. Well, I guess that'll do. That'll work. That'll work. But okay, I'm peripherally aware of it, but I know that this was a huge thing, like in the I don't even know when, but I know that this thing is big on Broadway. It was big around the world. I heard that there was a really big following of it, of uh of a lot of people that came from Japan. I don't know if you're aware of this. There was a big following. They had a lot of Japanese fans of the
oh,
show, and they
wow.
didn't really true. Well, from what I gathered from what I saw, I don't know if you call it research or just me digging through the net.
Right.
It was something along the lines of like it was something along the lines of like the Japanese tourists didn't understand the 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 lyrics, but they just loved the music and the musical tempo and
Oh, okay.
the general music
Yeah.
of the show.
That's kind of what
And
the
this thing,
I've gotten from
yeah,
it. Was just watching it.
it's
Like
just,
I can't tell what's going on, but I like the rhythm of the songs. Don't ask me at any point what I'm looking at, but I
it's
kind of enjoying it.
it's sweet, and I keep on reading online that the idea is like it's a fun family show. It's fun for the entire family. It's with I guess with the exception of a couple of key parts that
Right.
I've read about, but I'm not even familiar with because I haven't seen it exactly. But yeah, like yeah, this is this was an experience. I'll say that.
Yeah. I think is also the weird thing about this is like this is the best production value of any production of Cats that we're gonna see, aside from like the movie, the 2019 movie maybe. But like, 'cause everything else that I'm watching for the next 12 days are all like high school or community theater kind of productions. Or there's also a German Cats on Ice I'm gonna be watching.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. You haven't have you seen any of these already?
I
The
mean I've clicked through them
other
just to see what's going on, especially like some of the other ones, like the German one. There's a Hungarian one, just to see what language they're in. The Hungarian one's in Hungarian, and there's an Israeli
oh
one, but
man.
it's in English. But I'm gonna do that one with Rory, my one Jewish
I
friend.
see.
Yeah, and Christmas
I
Eve.
see. Oh, okay, so they have all these cats gathered together. Do the cats? I mean, I'm assuming there's like a makeup artist, but like, is there like a specific way each cat is marked, or is it just depending on the production?
Yeah, something I'm looking forward to learning is to seeing how each production takes on a different view of each of the cats. But I think only like, oh man, Mr. Mephistopheles, he's supposed to be like a black and white tuxedo cat kind of, but like I think
Okay.
everyone else is just kind of a cat, so anyone else can be kind of any color that
I
they feel like making.
I hope you get a chance. I hope there's someone that gets to make the live stream that is obsessed with cats, that loves. I mean, the stage production, that loves this
Right.
whole thing, and all that. Is Dan like? I don't know if we could talk about our buddy Dan. Like,
Yeah.
is Dan very familiar with the material, the source material, the T.S.
Yeah.
Eliot, and the
Well, when
everything of it?
I was talking to him about doing this because, like I said, this was his whole idea. So we're gonna do the movie together on Sunday night. But yeah, he was talking about he's seen the movie, I think 16 times already in the last 2 years, and he's doing a
Oh shit!
party with his friends on Saturday just to watch it because I guess it's the 2 year anniversary on Saturday of the movie coming out. So he's a big fan of the movie because it's insane and he likes crazy movies.
Oh my
So
goodness!
looking forward to that. Yeah,
I gotta pick his mind. I gotta pick his brain because I'm
yeah,
sure he's got like a whole wealth of information on stuff that me and you haven't even considered or thought
yeah.
about regarding this whole production and all that. So he's familiar with the movie. Does he care for the stage play, the '98 stuff that we're talking
I don't
about?
know. I'll ask him about it. I don't know how much he knows about that, but I think, I mean, he's a theater guy, so I figure he's
Yeah,
at least familiar with it. I'm sure he knows something about it, but I don't know what his
yeah.
opinions are.
My awareness of this, and it's just that it was really huge for a while, and then it kind of just went away, and I don't understand why. Like if like it didn't like stick around on Broadway or like kind of be one of those things that they trot out once every couple of years or something like that.
Yeah,
Unless they do it, I'm just unaware of it because it's just
I
not
think there was. I
something
saw some.
cycles
There was like a
anymore.
revival within the last 10 years, I think. But yeah, but it was like the longest running play on Broadway for a long time. I think people just kind of got sick of it, probably, or tired of it. It was like, okay, we know what this is. It's time to. We need more room for Harry Potter and whatever other things
Yeah,
they're doing on
yeah.
Broadway.
It's like we've got like a bunch of witches to explore in the Wizard of Oz, whatever they're doing. What was that called? Something about it was like a stage play focused on all the witches of Oz. I don't.
Oh yeah, that was Wicked, right? I think.
Oh right, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I'm very unfamiliar with this territory, but I am
yeah,
fascinated by it
yeah,
because like this thing it catches fire. You're like fucking like there's a set of people that are really into this, and I'm very curious to know who's into this and what drives them to be into this on such like a because like there's stuff that you and I are into things that's our own thing,
right.
and I'm curious to know like what is setting the flame for these people to be impassioned about cats in general, or like what about the music that kind of gets them
Yeah.
going? Because
When watching the show, like you can see like that there's definitely certain cats are dancing cats and certain cats are singing cats. And so like if
yeah,
you're that's your thing, like you want to be a Broadway dancer or a singer, like this would probably be a good way to do that. Cause like some of the songs like really can showcase that kind of stuff, even if it's not a song worth listening to, but like you can really kind of show
yeah.
how good of a singer or a dancer you are.
Okay, I remember reading, and I think I also remember hearing some other memes, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but like the original Broadway play, it was like the actors, the stage performers, they spent all this time in the leotard, skin tight stuff, and they're on stage and they're dancing and everything. I heard that there is like a crazy amount of sexual tension, like
Oh, I bet.
on stage, like while they're prepping for these shows and
Yeah.
everything, or like
I mean,
it's
there's a
like
lot of
it
sexual
seems
tension for watching it because like yeah,
is
there's a
is
lot of
there?
yeah. Well, in this particular video, the 98, 99 like video release, like the camera, they do a lot of close up shots of people's butts, and everybody's in great shape because they're dancers and everything, and you can't even tell
Yeah.
if it's a man or a woman half the time. Yeah, and they're always like they're pawing at each other, and like there's a whole thing at the Jellicle Ball where the guy is like rubbing down the white cat's body, and like, oh man, yeah, this is very
Yeah.
sexual. Not getting
I
me started.
haven't.
Rum Tug Tugger is like way too horny for me to watch. Like,
Okay, I haven't seen the full show, the whole the whole production, but
right.
isn't there a section where like the cats make their way into the audience, like, and they're fucking about in the audience area?
Yeah, that's like the first song they do that, but not in this one because it was made to be recorded on video. So they'd actually recorded this one in London like, over like 3 days or something. So they didn't have a
I
live
see.
audience with them.
I see.
But I think generally
Oh
that's what it
wow.
is. Like the show starts and like they're walking through the audience and singing about Jellicle
Oh,
cats.
okay. Okay. All right. I guess that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you know what? No, fuck that. That doesn't make any sense. But I could see where for the recording of the date we
Yeah.
decided to do everything from the stage. There's a section where they're describing what kind of cats they are, and it starts to turn into like whisper singing. That kind of
Yeah.
freaked me out. Like
When they're all
it
doing it
freaked
as a
me out.
group together and like I can't tell what they're
Yeah,
saying, but like it sounds like a weird cult chanting. Yeah. Weird.
it really does. I yeah, but I gotta say, I am fascinated with the following. I'm a little bit more fascinated with the following of this production than what the production is. I mean, it seems interesting. Like it seems like it's got a lot of stuff going on, things that you can really lock into and like kind of just watch. But goddamn, like it was, yeah,
Yeah, it's
it was
wild.
overdone. Yeah,
Yeah. So I want to
I'm
reset real quick. Anyone
excited.
watching that? We are doing this to raise money for cat charities. Like today we're raising money for the Lanai Cat Sanctuary. They're providing homes and things for the cats on Lanai, which I think they have more cats than people there or something.
That I didn't
Oh.
know.
Yeah, so there's a link in the description or in the chat. I'm thinking the third one in the Twitch chat. But yeah, because you say you are a lover of actual cats, if not the musical.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I I was trying to reconcile the two because like yeah I have my wife and I have a few cats like you've seen them around in
Yeah,
some of our other live streams but yeah like I feel like that's a part of how this became a production too like the target audience or wherever people are coming to come and watch this production they like it's people that own cats I'm
yeah,
assuming and like I would say I would go and watch it I would go and watch this production. If this was 1998, I'd go and watch it to see the whole thing. Also, too, at the same time, I I would I don't know how I would react in regards to like this as but yeah. Anyway, coming back to our point, yeah, I do have a couple of cats. I got three cats, and yet still, this was very odd to me. I think I've said that like a million times.
yeah.
Like yeah, but interesting nonetheless. So what part did you feel like you had the most trouble with watching this production, if there
Um,
was any?
honestly, it was towards the end, like after Mephistopheles, his song. Like there was still like more stuff going on, but I was like, I'm kind of had enough cats for one day. Like I was 90 minutes or over 90 minutes in. And I'm like, there's still more, but I'm not paying as much attention. But I got 12 more chances to
It just
figure out what's
washed
going on at the
over
end.
you.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Especially because
Well,
I was really psyched. 'Cause, like Mephistopheles, that's like a demon name. There's gonna be like an
yeah,
evil Satan cat, but he's more like a
yeah.
stage magician. But he does have
I
force lightning powers, which is pretty cool.
see. Does
They
any other
shoot.
cat have these powers? I'm only aware of the
Yeah,
name of one cat in this whole production. And that's well, two cats. The one that you mentioned, Mephistopheles, and Rum Tum Tugger. And that's
yeah.
like
You got to
I
look up the
know
Rum Tug
Idris Elba.
Tugger
Yeah,
piece from this. All everybody go Google that because like it's like I said, it's very very horny. And there's like the end of the song, he's just like swiveling his hips, and there's all these female cats just on the ground, like looking up at him, like right at his crotch, while he's just swaying his hips up, like each of them right in their face. It's crazy. It's too
yeah.
horny.
That's
Too horny for
amazing.
me.
That's they. Yeah, T.S. Eliot knew what he was doing. Well, he wrote the. I guess he wrote. Who was the? It's not T.S. Eliot that did the stage production of this
It's
originally. It's like Andrew
Andrew
something.
Lloyd Webber.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and
Why
with
does that
that's
name sound so
yeah,
familiar?
he did Phantom of the Opera and other like big '80s musicals.
Oh, okay.
Not a musical, but yeah.
What? That I wanna cue in on for like a second. Why was there such a big explosion for stage production back in the '80s? Because you did have the Phantom of the Opera, you had this cast, and then wasn't there a couple of others, or was it, or were those his two big claims to fame? Was Phantom of the Opera and Cat?
I think those were his two big ones, but so I'm not a big musical guy, so I couldn't tell you the big ones.
I see. Well,
Yeah, I found that I
okay.
only really like musicals that involve the consumption of human flesh. So that would be Little Shop of Horrors and Cannibal the musical. Those
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
kind of musicals I like. Yeah.
those are fantastic. I love that. I
Yeah.
mean, not to detract too much from Cats, but anybody watching the live stream, if you get a chance to watch Cannibal the Musical, there's that Let's Build a Snowman like
Yeah.
sequence. If you get it, I won't go deep into it, but if
Yeah.
you go and watch it, that's fantastic.
That's good stuff.
That'll set you right for your
Yeah.
musical taste. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
and
You,
also great trivia about
go ahead.
Cannibal the musical is that the director's commentary for that with the guys from South Park, they're drinking a bunch of tequila while they're doing the director's commentary. And halfway
What?
through, they get too drunk and they turn the recorder off on accident. So it's just silent for like 20 minutes before they turn it back on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a scene in that play where like uh I think they just throw a cat on. Like so the cat does make an appearance in that. There's like a black
That's right.
cat and it's supposed to be an omen, right? And he just goes, "It's a bad luck thing." Sorry, but yeah, like I just remember that being in the in the Cannibal musical, and they kind of just toss like a random cat into the scene, and it's there for like a hot second, and it does the old omen thing, and then it comes back like another time. So it pops up twice.
Crazy.
Oh, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant
Well, that's the
stuff.
other cool thing about this video of cats. Andrew Lloyd Webber, I guess his cat died like last year during the pandemic. So he, in honor of his cat, he did a live commentary of this. So on YouTube, there's like a
Oh,
2 hour long video of him just watching cats and just talking about the production and stuff. And I watched
oh,
like
he should
half
have
of
been
it.
drunk on
Yeah.
tequila.
Yeah, that would have
You
been
watched
great.
half of it.
Yeah. And he had a good story about Barbara Streisand. She
Yeah.
did a cover of that Memories, right? The big song from this. And so
Yeah.
she came to one of the shows and he got her backstage to like, show her around and everything. And he's like, "Oh, do you want any champagne or like, the sparkling water or whatever?" And she's like, "No, this is cats. I want milk." Oh, you don't have any milk. So they had to send someone out to get her milk so she could stay in character.
Did they serve it to her like in a warm saucer?
It's on the floor.
She's like, I can't get that low. Like, well, if you really want to be in cats, you'd get this saucer. Come on, Barbara. I see. Like, holy crap. That that's that's interesting. So, what has Weber been doing recently? I mean, I know he's done the commentary last year because of this cast.
Right.
Has he done anything stage related? Is he in retirement?
I guess I don't know. I know they made a sequel to Phantom of the Opera, but that might have even been 20 years ago.
It's just called Phantoms,
Yeah.
and it's got Ice Cube in it. Um, I don't know, like it, I was gonna make an alien joke, but
Yeah.
but I don't know if he's doing a follow up. See, I'm not even familiar with the. I remember maybe in the early 2000s, there was some folks that I knew that was like really they used to whenever we would go out to karaoke, they would like throw that song. They would throw in a bunch of Phantom songs
Right.
into the karaoke and then jam it, and everybody would know the music, and me and maybe like one or other person would just be like, "What? is all this? I don't understand these
Yeah,
lyrics. I don't know how everybody is so familiar. Like, it's almost like hearing somebody sing in another language, and you're like, "What is this?
yeah.
And what?
Why
Why
does
am I
everybody else
so?"
know this? Yeah,
It was weird. It's almost like,
yeah.
did I mandala affect my way into this, where everybody knows this song, but I'm just like, I only know "Bye Bye Bye" by the
Yeah.
Dancing.
You just didn't come to school on that day when they taught everyone the Phantom of the Opera songs. Yeah, like
Yeah,
from doing improv, like there's a lot of people that do improv that have a theater background and love musicals
sure.
and stuff. So you go karaoke with them, and yeah, it's a lot of kinds of musical songs all the time. And yeah, if you're not one of those people, you're always kind of like, okay, cool, you guys really into
Yeah. If somebody pulls out Jellicle Cats, I'm gonna be like, I'm familiar now.
this.
I've been initiated into the world of
Yeah.
the Jellicle.
So after this year, I can go and do any song from Rent or any song from Cats. I'll be all right.
Okay, so between your take between Rent and Cats, which did you feel was a superior production, or
Um,
if you would say,
I mean, I think that the dancing and stuff is better in Cats. I think it's more of a production to watch. I like watching Cats better,
yeah,
but I think Rent because it actually has like a story and like the characters all do stuff that makes it a lot
yeah,
easier to watch and get into.
yeah,
Because like Cats, like all they're doing, they just keep introducing more and more cats, and then they don't
yeah.
really do anything. There's like two things that happen in this. Like Grisabella
It's,
gets
yeah,
accepted by the cats, and then one of the other cats goes to the heaven side layer, and then that's it.
right, right.
Yeah,
Which I remember hearing about, and that has like some weird ties into like suicide or death or something, or getting
sometimes
murdered, right?
it's clear.
Or it's not spelled out, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and like I said, I can't understand a lot of the lyrics that are happening. Partially because I was watching it this afternoon, and like there's too much road noise outside of my apartment. So that
I
was my
see.
bad. I have to watch with headphones next time. Tomorrow.
I see. Oh well, this feels like the kind of thing that just washes over you. Like you have to just let it wash over you, as opposed to like having an intent to to make sense of it all. I mean, it just feels
Right.
like one of those things. It's like a vibe in a way. And then if you can get on the wavelength, you can get on the vibe, and you're good. Other than that, like it's yeah, it's interesting. But
Yeah, I
but
think
yeah, I was,
like watching this, I was like, if I now that I know, now that I've watched through it and know who at least the main cats are, it'll be easier because like it just starts and they're just singing and running around. There's so many cats, you don't know who was what or anything. But like once you get the kind of characters down, it's easier. And I was thinking like I would like this if it was like we've talked about it on our podcast before, like how like GI Joes and stuff, they would have the card on the back. And it has like their name and like their
right,
specialty and all their stats and everything. Like if we could get
right.
that for each of the cats, that would make it a lot easier to figure out what's going on.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, Andrew Lloyd Webber, you've gotten something. He got a section of people. Like there was a fever, a fervor for this thing. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah,
God damn.
I love it. But yeah, I think if you're a musical type person, you gotta love it. Yeah, so if you're watching and you love cats, let us know why and how to make it easier for us to get into cats.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure by
Like
the end of these 12 days, I'll have figured it out for me, I'm sure.
yeah. Here's my thing. I'm not. I don't. I'm not looking to be convinced to love cats. I just want to find someone, or like you mentioned, let's find somebody that's really into this. And I want to hear why. And I want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear like it doesn't have to be like a whole thing, but just like what is what is your life? Like, what do
Yeah.
you do after you're done watching cats? I want to know what person is has has enjoyed this to the degree in which it
Yeah.
merits all this fanfare and people love it. So I'm curious.
Yeah. So hopefully some of our guests that are throughout the week will help shine some light on the love of cats. So yeah, I don't know if you looked at like a lot of the character design from this one, but like Grisabella, she looks a lot like old Greg from that Mighty Boosh sketch. I'll throw that out to
Oh,
everybody.
to be honest, I wasn't even clocking the names of all the cats. Like I got like I mentioned, I just got the one, but or the two, but yeah, yeah, I'm not too familiar. So yeah, I couldn't even like it all felt very like David Bowie looks that I was getting from these cats. Like it
Oh
had
yeah,
it had all that Starship feel. Like even though it was cat makeup, it did feel kind of Bowie-ish in the looks. And like you mentioned, they're all dancers. They're all very like fit and with it. They
yeah.
got these cat version leotards, which I haven't seen the 2019 film version, but I
Right.
am I am a little interested to see what they do in terms of like the CGI and the costume stuff. Because like that's got to be wild.
That's very crazy. Yeah, I really like the costume design and stuff in this one because like it's a lot of '80s stuff because it was came out in the '80s. So it's like the
Yeah,
big hair, and like the leotards and stuff, and like a lot of spiked collars. That was pretty cool.
yeah, and they kept that whole dynamic and that whole aesthetic throughout this
Yeah,
this was produced in '98, so it was like 10 years after, right? Or like
yeah,
way longer than that. I don't know, but damn, I see. Like holy
yeah,
shit,
it's cool. Yeah, they look a lot like Thundercats, whereas like the newer ones, like
they did.
weird cat
They did look
people.
like
Yeah,
Thundercats.
which
Yeah,
I don't know. I mentioned,
now
I
that
think
you
I might have
say it,
mentioned on the podcast before, but Thundercats, when I was like 3 years old, Mum Ra from Thundercats used to give me night terrors. And so my parents got me baptized, and then the night terrors stopped. So
oh wow,
good for
I
God.
see. Did you always attribute that to like thanks Jesus for getting rid of the Mumra night there?
I think
Mumra,
so.
is that the bald blue cat? I don't remember who that was.
No, I think it was Panthro. Mum Ra was with the bad guy.
Oh,
It was just like a mummy
oh,
cat. Yeah, very scary.
I see.
Also,
Okay,
yeah, I think they
like
maybe stopped watching it after the night terror started. So that probably is what really stopped the night terrors.
I see. Like holy crap. Um,
There's
yeah,
another thing in this. Gus, the theatrical cat, is like the old man cat who's got his own little thing that happens in this. And
yeah,
during his song, there's like this weird phantom cat that comes on stage, and that's like death, but a cat. But the way they do it is like it's like CGI kind of in, so he's like transparent and stuff. But I'm really curious to see how they do that in other
yeah,
live stage shows, like in high
yeah.
schools and stuff. I want to see how they do that.
I see. So this is done in high school. They have high school performances. They carry out all the acts, and they do the whole play on stage. Like,
I think so. Like the versions I've been finding, they're all an hour 45 minutes to 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. Like the original was 2 hours and 40 minutes, so they have to be cutting some stuff out. I think probably a lot
I
of the
see.
dance numbers are probably shortened. Like even in this, like the Jellicle Ball thing, it's like 10
Yeah,
minutes long of them just dancing with no dialogue or anything. It's just dancing, and then the song will change a little bit, and they'll dance differently, and they'll just keep going and going, and just yeah, I kind of tuned out a little bit.
I
Too
see. I,
long.
I I get it. I totally get it. Like, I don't know. There is like this is silliness, but when I think about this and I think about this production, like I think of like childhood stuff. Like you were talking about Thundercats as like
Yeah,
a cartoon from that same era. There's also like I don't know if you remember this, but like maybe in the '90s, this might have been I might have been getting a little too old for this at this point. But there's something called Wildcats, which was like a cartoon show that came on in the '90s, which was like
that sounds
a
familiar.
ninja, yeah, it was like a Ninja Turtles, but it instead of turtles, it was cats, and they were like each would have their own thing. Like one was a pilot, the other was like a motorcycle rider. But like, there's this weird thing. I like. There's something to be said for like anthropomorphism, right? Where like there's like anthropomorphic stuff, like they try to give human elements to a sponge or a turtle or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, it feels like there's a lot of shit that revolves around cats. Without like, I guess it's just because they're domesticated and people
yeah.
kind of
People like
like
cats. They're cute.
yeah, writers are sitting around, they're like, oh, I'll write something about my cat or a cat or cat. There's like Puss in Boots and stuff from back in the day.
Yeah,
But yeah, it trips me out that there's so much of our entertainment is not so much, but there's a chunk of it that's like dedicated to, to this feline creature. Like
yeah,
I guess it's a domesticated animal. Like we don't see too many things about alligators. I guess even though they kind of pop up here and there, but I haven't seen like a main functioned alligator story.
yeah,
That sounds like high talk, even though I'm sure
yeah,
it is. But then still, these cats are tripping. Like the whole idea of centering around these things is
yeah. Because like
crazy.
there's a lot of times that like you'll see like some of the I guess like the chorus or whatever, like not the main cats, but the other cats that are dancing and singing backup and stuff. They'll like in between stuff, they'll be doing stuff that's like too like sticking their tongues out and trying to like lick themselves and stuff and like around. You're like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Yeah. Also, I've seen a grouping. I've seen a group of cats. I don't even know what they're called. Crowder. Anyway, like I've seen a group of cats, but like I don't know how close they're trying to hew to this since they're basing it on a set of poems. But like, do cats gather like that? And are cats like, do they do they do they go after like the one guy who's like one cat who's shaking his cat hips in front of the other cat? Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't know. I'm very unfamiliar. I have cats and I don't like my cats are the life of my cats. I swear like I leave the house and when I come back, they could have had like an entire Milo and Otis type of adventure and I
yeah.
wouldn't know be the wiser.
Now you have
But
to do
yeah,
that thing where you strap a GoPro to them and see what they do all day.
oh, speaking of that, there's a TikTok account and I think it's called oh man. Um Grover the cat or something like that. But probably a few, but they do exactly that. They strap a GoPro to this cat, this neighborhood cat, and it just goes and has all these adventures. It's got another friend cat that it sees all the time, and it's like another dude cat. They just hang out, and then
Oh,
like
okay.
he's like he comes and he brings home leaves and everything, and it's all caught on this GoPro. So if anybody wants to check that out, you could throw over the cat on TikTok.
Yeah,
It's a fun
that's fun.
account. It's craziness.
So yeah,
Ah, well, I don't know.
another thing
That's
I wanted to bring up
yeah.
is that there's the Rumpus cat who comes in. Like there's like the big fight between the dogs and stuff, and the Rumpus cat comes in. It like says him he's like a superhero cat, but he's supposed to be like really muscular. So it's just like muscles painted onto his leotard. He's got these big red glowing eye goggle things. It's very scary, very scary. If you want to look that up at all, that might give me my night terrors like Mum
It's gonna bring everything back.
Yeah.
Like, but I was baptized. Uh, that is weird. Yeah, the Rumpus Cat. I don't remember seeing in any of the numbers that I saw, but to be honest, I didn't see it every each musical number. Uh, but but just a few or just a couple. Just a few. But so, what is the outcome of that? Does that just end with the musical number? Is there anything else for this Rumpus Cat?
No, like I said, he shows up at the end, and, like scares away the dogs, and then like does a little dance. If they sing about how he's cool. Yeah, that's the big thing about cats is the how much it's the whole show don't tell thing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
telling. It's just them constantly telling all the time. They're
Damn.
just telling you everything, telling you
I
all
see.
about all these cats, and then the cat shows up and they just tell you some more stuff about the cat. You don't really see him do anything except
Right. There's a whole song dedicated to naming this cat. We mentioned, but
yeah, just
like
talking about
that.
their cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
their names
Yeah.
and how that works. But like yeah, like that's why like Grisabelle and like singing about memories and stuff. That's that's the song that kind of broke out from this that people know from the show because like that's a song being sung by a cat about how she's feeling and like it's something that you can relate to as opposed to every other song that's just about someone else and how they're cool or whatever. And it's like
Oh,
not
it's
even
amazing.
yeah.
It, so I understand that. I know. This is a little different, but like I understand that the actual movie was an incredible boondoggle for the studio that produced it. Like the 2019 movie, like it lost money, right? Like crazy. Like what was the thinking, you think, behind making the CGI movie? Which I heard that they have to redo some of the CGI because it looked weird, right? In the
Yeah,
initial trailers and all that.
yeah, it was something like that. And I think there's that rumor that they were originally all the cats had buttholes and they had to take the buttholes out. I don't think that's right. It can't be true. But if there's a butthole
Like
cut, I want to see it.
the butthole cut. Who directed this 2019 thing? And how long was it? I didn't even get the runtime. I should
Yeah,
probably look it up, but I
yeah,
guess we'll figure it out eventually. Well,
yeah,
you'll figure it
yeah.
out
I'll
in the
find
next
out on
12 years.
Saturday or Sunday. But yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it on a plane one time, but it was on longer plane rides. I always take a Benadryl and try to sleep. So I was constantly
Here's,
falling
here's
asleep throughout it and had no idea what was going on.
that sounds like the best way to enjoy that movie. Here's gonna be my thing. I I will not commit to watching the movie
Right.
until I am uh able to ingest a bunch of mushrooms. I'd watch this movie on mushrooms. I'd watch the CGI 2019 version on mushrooms. If somehow ever that aligns, I'd
Yeah.
go and do that. Like that'll teach me. I don't know why I need to be taught a lesson
Yeah.
while watching this. But yeah, like it might give you the terrors that you got. Like but I'm open to that. Come on,
Yeah.
mushrooms.
It'll make you feel closer to your
Uh,
cats, I'm sure.
as soon as I'm done with the film, like I didn't know. I didn't know you guys all go to heaven.
Only one. They pick only one, and I guess the rest have to stay in that weird trash purgatory. But they all seem to be having
Yeah,
fun, so I don't think it's that bad of a problem.
yeah. That's I wonder. Like yeah, I heard that there's a lot of behind the scenes. Uh, there's like a few behind the scenes videos for the
Oh
movie
yeah,
production. I haven't seen any of those. I saw maybe a small snippet of the the stage play, the '98 thing where they were kind of talking a little bit, but like they had them, go through all the dance numbers and prep themselves up, but it's kind of crazy. The behind the scenes of the flop of the movie seems a little crazy. That also seems like a mushroom trip
yeah,
waiting to happen, or just to see. It's almost like what's that Heart of Darkness thing? That's like
yeah.
it's like a behind the scenes of Apocalypse
Apocalypse
Now.
Now. Yeah,
Yeah, this seems like to be that the behind the scenes for this movie that kind of fell apart. I don't know if you had the chance to add that to the roster for this 12 Days of Cats. But God, that seems like it fit a little bit.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. I might do that as a bonus. 13th day of Catsmas.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's as far as my brain allowed me to dip my toe into the stage production.
No.
Yeah, like is there anything else that you found that was a little like eh, noteworthy or interesting that kind of stuck out regarding what you watched?
Um, one of the big things I wanted to say about it. Let's see, butt close-ups. Oh, there was. Well, I mean, one other thing that I want to talk about is old Deuteronomy. I talk about him a lot, and when he shows up, you're like, oh, he's like a kind of like a big fat guy. Maybe he's like his whole costume is like a big rug
I've
kind of
seen him,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and he looks a lot like the Ewok from Return of the Jedi that dies. I think that's what his character
Oh,
was designed after. But like he spends most of the show sitting like on a throne in the back while everybody's singing and dancing. That's got to be a pretty good gig for that guy. He has to sing like
yeah.
two songs and then he just gets to sit there.
I wonder if like the original like stage stuff, that guy was he was just a really good singer, and they're like,
Yeah, I
we're
think that's what
just
it
gonna
is.
have you do that, and
If
we'll
he was
have the
like a
dance.
bigger guy, like built like an opera singer as opposed to like a dancer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I did take note of him, like during some of those on stage numbers. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah, that's yeah,
cool.
that's some craziness.
Yeah,
If
But overall,
What's
yeah, I
next
was a
to
fan of the
anybody?
makeup and the costumes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get more into the show itself. Like I said, during any individual song, I'm kind of into it, but don't ever ask me what's going on 'cause I don't think I can tell you.
I see. Yeah, I think I had the same. I think I had the same experience or a similar one, where it was just more so like, all right, there's a lot happening. I could
Yeah.
not tell you. It's almost like being abducted by aliens. You know, like you just you there's a thing that happened. You just come back, and then you're missing time, and now, and then it becomes now. That's my experience with this whole thing.
Yeah. But you know you experienced something.
Yeah, like something happened. I can't tell you what. I saw a bright light, and now it went from being afternoon to nighttime, and here we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, now maybe I'm a furry. I don't
I I guarantee you, furries are totally into this.
know. Oh
They're
yeah, it's
they're,
got to
they're
be.
just all like,
Gotta be.
yeah, like they're watching. That's like their preamble. Like they'll watch a little of this to get ready for later when they got to go do their furry shit.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments if you're a furry and this is what triggered it. Or if this isn't, let us know what was your triggering event in your life that made you realize you were a furry. I want to know. But also, yeah, if you're watching still, thank you so much for watching, and definitely thank you for donating to the Lanai Cat Sanctuary. They need your money to help give those cats baptisms or whatever they do over there.
Those
But yeah,
cat souls need to be saved.
yeah. So thank
Save
you
a
so
cat
much,
soul today.
AJ, for joining me in the first of the 12 days of Catsmas this year
Thanks
of
for
our
inviting me.
2021. And yeah, anyone who wants to see me and AJ and also Chad talk more about stuff, we do have our podcast. What's up with that, bro? We will be releasing episodes again eventually soon. We've got so many just sitting in the bank ready to go. So check that out wherever you get podcasts. And yeah, we'll see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Ew.